Tube. All right, decided to go ahead and go for a ride to assess the damages from yesterday's ride and trying to figure out what happened as of today. So I'm gonna try to ride along the river road that we went on yesterday. Driving through my neighborhood, I saw mostly downed trees. Didn't see any buildings or anything that looked messed up, but had some images sent to me from Palm Bay. What you saw on the front there was actually Andretti's, and looks like Andretti's took a huge hit. The whole side of the wall is missing. Here in northern Brevard, I don't really think we took too much damage. From what I can tell, it's not too bad here. I'm going to switch over to the front view so you guys can see the road we went on yesterday. Set it up so that we can assess what happened along the river road. So you recall yesterday at about 4:45, 5 p.m. I came down here. You can see here there's a bunch of dirt and leaves on the road and a whole bunch of stuff already put on the side of the road, so people have already begun cleaning up. Somebody's throwing out a mattress. But this was the road we were on yesterday. I'm just doing a follow-up along the same route here. I might try to go to the beach side. The heavy winds have gone away. We're still getting gusts around here, but you know, it's not like it was yesterday. It's much calmer now than it was yesterday when I went on the ride, you know, prior to the arrival of Hurricane Nicole. So right now, the river is actually looks almost normal again. There's still some waves, but not like yesterday where they were hitting the river bank and spilling over. So it's actually, it feels weird. It feels like quiet, eerie quiet. There's obviously debris here that some people have cleaned up already. I guess they've kind of cleared up the road, although you can see some debris in the road. For those of you tuning in, I'm just taking a ride along the river like I did yesterday, right before the hurricane came. And today is afterwards, just to do a comparison drive to see what the differences are. The water is a lot calmer. When we get to that section where it's really low, I'll try to stop. There's a car behind me, so I may have to pull over because I don't want to rush through this. We want to have a chance to actually see the differences. So looks like all their bushes lost their leaves. They have shrubs and stuff up front here that lost all their leaves. You can see some water has made it up here onto the roadway. I suspect that water isn't collected water, but water that washed up from the river. Well, I'm not sure, because normally if the water washes up from the river, you see like right here where it has dirt and stuff all along with it too. But maybe not. Maybe it is just from the rain. People behind me are going kind of slow, so I'm assuming they might be checking out the damage also. The hurricane ended up making landfall last night north of Port St. Lucie, probably around the Fort Pierce area. It looked like around Vero, just south of Vero Beach. So that was probably around Fort Pierce. That's probably where it made landfall, the center. Palm Bay, the reason I suspected it took such a hard hit was because Palm Bay was on the outer edge of the eye. So the wind in that area was moving really, really fast and really strong. Probably the winds that were hitting, 75 miles or more per hour. And it ended up causing some damage. I'm going to try to let this truck go by. I'll let this truck go by. Alright. You can see people cleaning up their mess. Well, not their mess, but the mess around their property from the hurricane. I didn't have too much, just a couple broken branches. That big one though, I'm gonna have to cut when I get some power. I think it actually flew like 20 or 30 feet into the neighbor's yard. It like broke off and flew into the neighbor's yard to the northwest. So the wind was blowing, because we were on the upper quadrant. The wind was blowing northwest, and it ripped off that branch. It was like a huge branch, like 20 feet, tree limb branch, and it flew it over to the neighbor's yard, who was to the north and west of it. The interesting thing is, there's like a whole bunch of power lines and cable lines, but it didn't break them. It might have hit it and bounced off. I don't know what happened. But yeah, that tree branch was from my tree. I'm about 90% sure of it because the leaves match. And there's no other trees like that in the area. I also had seen some stuff from my house that had flown around. But, like maybe 10, 15 feet. Meanwhile, my car seems to be full of mosquitoes. I'm going to have to let it air out here in a minute and let the wind blow through everything. Mosquitoes are inside the car. I don't know if that's a boat. There's a piece of white thingy out there. Remember that boat that was kind of semi-sunk yesterday, but I don't see it. So I don't know what's going on. I can't remember the location. So far though, from what I can see looking around, not too much damage. At least not here in the northern Brevard by the Space Center. Just mostly downed tree branches. And I guess you can tell who lives here and who doesn't, because the people who do live here are outside cleaning, trying to get rid of all these tree branches. So, and then you can tell the houses where people aren't living there, because all the branches are still sitting there. I don't see that boat that was half sunken. Probably, maybe sunk all the way. I don't know. Or maybe we haven't come up to it yet. Or I passed it and missed it. Looks like maybe electrical crew here or something signaling for me to go past. Emergency response team. Yeah, they're out here. I think trying to make sure these people are okay, maybe get them their power back. Yeah, mostly down trees. I mean, branches and stuff. But yeah, I was kind of shocked about Andretti's. That's a fairly new building. Looked like a whole front facade just like ripped right off, melted off. This is where it would have flooded. You can see there's mud on the road. So this was where I parked yesterday with the fallen trees. So they are scooping up the mud. The river flooded. I don't know if you can see all the dirt here on the road. That was mud and stuff brought up from the river. So you can see the side here is all wet and muddy. So definitely it's a slow, no wake. definitely flooded over here last night. The people there were trying to get the mud off the street. Now we're going to be riding through water. So this was one of the low points yesterday when we came by, and I said it'll be underwater. And the people's yard right next to it is indeed underwater. Their house, I think their house is fine, but their yard is a river. I mean, not a river, a pond. So we're going through water here because that's one of the low points. I think there's another low point coming up. I don't know if you guys recall this section here with that little gazebo thingy here. I'll let that service truck see if they'll go by me. I'll pull over here and let the service truck go past me. I'll go in the mud. Let the service truck go by. I think they're in more of a rush because they got work to do. Me, I'm just checking it out. But while we're here by this building, there's no car behind me. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how low the road is to the water. This is this whole section here was only like a foot above river level. So all of this area here had flooded. You can see the ground here is all soggy. It was all underwater last night. There's a warning sign up ahead, probably saying you need to get out of here because the road might be washed away or closed. Turning back around. It looks like they have signs there that may be saying not to go that way. I don't know. The service trucks is coming back. This whole area here is the low point, and it is indeed, water had indeed washed over the road and into the yards. There's a car waiting for me to go by. So it's a slow, no wake. So it's all flooded. This whole area, I think, has drained down. Probably earlier, it was a lot more flooded than it is now. In fact, to say no wake means there was water here on this road. The reason they don't want any wake is because, I don't know if you can see the houses. The houses are right here. So you can see how bad it is. It's, this is the river wall. And you can see where the water washed up over, and you can see somebody's houses right there. So it's like literally about 30 feet away from the road, which is right next to the water. So you can see here it went up into people's yards, right up to their houses. So when they talk about the storm surge, and this is on the riverside, so it's not even the beach side where they could get the really big, huge waves. So we saw yesterday when I went to downtown Cocoa Village, and we went by the causeway. We saw how hard that water was hitting the seawall or the river wall. So you can imagine on the beach side. I saw some images from Daytona. Daytona Beach, where they had the seawall, and the water had gone all the way up to the seawall. See here, people now have lakes and rivers in their yards. That all was dry, I think, yesterday. This was all dry yesterday. It's now a little pond going right up to people's houses. And all these houses are expensive houses. I don't know, they build expensive houses where it floods. And then everybody, on the insurance ends up paying for it. So all these people with super expensive houses and stuff keeps flooding every time it has a bad storm, hurricane. And then all the people everywhere else pay for it. Which is, to me, messed up. But that's how the system works. Here you can see some of the water is still up here. You can see the water that was hitting, and you can see even as of today, it is still breaking on the little rocks that they've dumped along the riverbank. But must have been crazy last night. You know, last night when I woke up at about 3:30, I think we were at the peak. 3:34. No, it was 3:30 was prior to the peak, because right after I signed off, at about 4:30, 4:45, my house started to shake. So at that point, I knew that was when the big winds were hitting, because the mobile home was rocking back and forth. And that's when I heard metal scraping, and I was like, oh, jeez, I hope that's not a panel being ripped off. Thankfully, I don't think I haven't climbed up on the roof to look yet. I don't think I had any panels rip open or rip off. Otherwise, if the roof had ripped off, I'm sure it would have leaked through. But thankfully, I don't think anything bad like that happened to me. I think some card big actually flew up and hit the carport corner there and ripped it. There's a tear in the metal. So I think that's the worst of my damage as of right now. And the only other things are like my wife's plants. You can see the tree there, the palm tree totally broken. It like split it. It tore it down, snapped it in half. And here, you know what you might find out here, believe it or not, is alligators. So when the water floods like this, the alligators tend to come up, and they can travel through that water and go to areas where they normally aren't at. So you might get alligators relocated to different ponds. Sometimes you might see an alligator crossing the road. This is Florida. Here also, this area, you can see the water had blown up through, because it is a low-lying area. You can see the water goes up here, and they have like a little ditch area for the drainage. I think it's supposed to drain water away from the houses, but in this case it was draining water up from the river. They did raise the house here. I don't know if that's considered a house or a mansion. It's fairly large, but it is raised up. They put sandbags at the door. So they're raised up, but the front area of the yard where it is at river level is kind of flooded. I don't see that boat that was half sunk, so the water probably took it down completely. It may be completely underwater or moved, because the waves would have surged stuff and moved stuff around. So this house looks untouched. Of course, it's one no one's living in. That's what I mean about these houses here. There's like, this river road is full of houses like this. They're like mansions. And nobody's really living there. Somebody owns it, but nobody's living in it. They buy these houses and they hold them. I think even when the real estate market goes down, these houses don't go down. They keep going up. So that's how they store their money. You see here fallen trees. I'm not sure if it fell this time or fell previously, because remember Ian was also bad here. You can see chunks of stuff. All that pile stuff is from the river, or somebody came by. No, I think somebody came by and scraped it off the road. It looks like somebody scraped it off, like with shovels or something, or bulldozer or something. Because it's the road. They cleared this road, and they respond really fast, because the people here are rich. So when you're rich, even during a disaster or whatever, you get pretty good response. They cleared this road pretty fast. And it'd be like one of the worst hit areas, because it's right by the river. But they cleared the road so it's drivable. And the reason is because the houses all look like this. They're all like mansion-like houses. So I should show you what it looks like on the poorer side of town. You know, it's like all underwater still. Here's a street sign that is blown down. So the city, the street sign is completely down. That causeway you see in the distance there is 528. It's SR 528, State Road 528. The used to be called the B line, but I think they call it the Beach line. It runs all the way from here to Orlando. You see all the people out here cleaning and pick up the mess, clean up their house. This all looks like young girls. Like, is this house just like completely girls? Wow, lots of fronds, lots of, you know, you could cook with this stuff. You know, makes me think of when I was living out in the yurt, using that stuff to cook. A lifeguard chair that has blown down. It looks like they tied it down, keep it from flying off into the water. So lots of cleanup, lots of cleanup. A lot of places opening back up tomorrow. I think in most places we're planning on just shutting down for Wednesday, Thursday. You know, Wednesday evening or Wednesday afternoon, and Thursday is when they allocated for everything to be shut down. So most people will be back to work tomorrow, which is Veterans Day, which at my work, they now grant veterans the day off, so I have the day off, although I'll be spending it trying to get Bill. Remember my friend Bill? Who has he's got a stroke, but he was put in the hospital. They ended up putting him in rehab, and long story short, I'm his ride. So tomorrow, even though I have it off, I'll be spending the day trying to get Bill out of rehab back to his home and settled, and hopefully try to get him some services so that, you know, he's in a better position than he is right now, where when something goes wrong, he doesn't really have any help at all. Here we are on the higher side. That is 528 over there. We're gonna ride all the way out, and there's a car behind me. I'm gonna let them pass. Car coming up behind me pretty fast. They're probably, if they're moving fast, they may live here. They're trying to get home or something. But other people are, if they're going slow, then more than likely they are just checking out the damages. I'm like, why is everybody out checking out damages? Well, there's no electricity. So a lot of people may be bored with no electricity, so they want to get out and do stuff. You know, you get, what is it called, cabin fever. Hey Johnny and Claire, good to see you guys on here. We're gonna go all the way out, back out to 520, Causeway 520, which is to downtown Cocoa Village. Oh, my shoulder's hurting from my frozen shoulder, and I still have the issue with my frozen shoulder. It's not working right. It's about 85% or so operational, so I still don't have full mobility, and it hurts like heck when I hit that, when I move suddenly or hit the threshold of where I can move my shoulder. So I moved it just down, hurt. So yeah, not too many damages here. Not in northern Brevard. Southern Brevard, Cocoa, Vero Beach, I think is where the hardest areas were hit. What would be interesting is to go look at the hut. You know, my hut out in the woods, out at the compound in Palm Bay. And you know, the hut 2.0, the one I built out there in the woods, see if it stood up to the hurricane, because it took a direct hit this time. That area got hit. That's the area where the picture that you see in the front there of Andretti's. And Andretti's was built with machines and cement and metal, and it fell apart. Uh, if I can get back there, it looks like some stuff blew apart here, but I don't really see buildings all collapsed or anything. I think you're gonna see that it's gonna be mostly like Barefoot Bay, which is like mostly mobile homes. It seems like mobile homes don't do very well in storms. And if you saw me when I was renovating my house, you'll understand why. They built them like crap. It's like even the wood used inside for the framing is not regular sized wood. It's like smaller. So the wood is smaller and the coverings are cheaper, and half the time the wood was like, at least in my unit, it was broken inside. Like when they built it, it was broken, and they just kept going. They didn't replace it with a piece that wasn't broken. So I don't know if the new construction was like that. My unit's pretty old. It's from 67. I think that's when they built my unit. It's like 1 year younger than me. But it has survived all the hurricanes that have come through the area, and even this one. So we got to turn around. We gotta turn around here. So we're gonna turn around. Gonna try to turn back around here in a minute. I'm gonna loop around and do a 20-point turn because the road is still blocked off. The car in front of me is turning around too. So this is where we came to the dead end yesterday. It is a dead end still. That means those people like me were just driving around cruising. All right, we're gonna try to get out of here. Oops, neutral here. We're gonna try to get out of here and get back to Cocoa Village, which is where we were yesterday. I don't think too much has changed at Cocoa Village. There's not really much over there. I'm going to cut back. I remember we went on Circle. Let's try to recreate our route. More down trees here as we go through the neighborhoods. This was that nice neighborhood. So a lot of tree branches, and it looks like a stump. I don't know if that fell from the hurricane or previously. I don't remember seeing it yesterday. This is the Circle. I'm gonna go around the circle. Oh, here's a fallen tree. This wasn't fallen yesterday. So you can see this tree literally split in half. Yeah. So some trees may have fallen. Look at that. It split the tree right in half. So this is a change from yesterday. So we'll try to recreate the route as best as I can remember it, how I went. And we'll go up to Cocoa Village. But I think today, because it's not like yesterday where it was windy. Yesterday I was kind of scared to go on the bridge. It's still windy right now, but not anywhere near like yesterday. I think the wind gusts might be in the 15-20 miles per hour. Whereas yesterday it was hitting like 40, 45 miles per hour. And I was afraid of being blown off into the river. So we're going to try to go to downtown Cocoa. This road we're on right now is Highway US 1. We're on US 1 heading towards downtown Cocoa Village. I'll let you guys see front view here so you can kind of see if any buildings have collapsed. I don't think so. Let's say we're very poorly built, which makes me wonder about that Andretti's. But like I said, last night when I woke up and I took a look at the weather radar to show what the storm was doing, that area was on the outer edge of the eye. You know, the eye, inside the eye itself, it's calm. Inside the eye of the storm, it's calm, like no wind. But right along the outer edge, that's where the wind's hitting like 75 miles, 80 miles per hour. And that's, I think, the area that hit the Andretti's. For those of you who don't know what Andretti's is, it's like a amusement park where you can race cars. You know, like Mario Andretti, the race car driver. So they have a theme park called Andretti's. They have one in Orlando and one in Palm Bay. I don't know if they have one elsewhere, but you can ride go-karts, and the go-karts go pretty fast for being a go-kart. So Coco doesn't look like it took much damage. Now, I can see a lot of people aren't out here, so people are staying home. You know, you don't see a lot of cars out here. I suspect people are at home still cleaning their yards, trying to get rid of all the hurricane debris, which I still need to finish. I started moving some, but I'm gonna do some more later. Yeah, you know, driving down US 1 right here, couldn't even tell that a hurricane had come through here. Except for, you know, the leaves, the fronds. So here's State Road 520, which is the one that will take us to downtown Cocoa Village. We're gonna go by the same route we went and go, you know, to the bridge area and take a quick look. And afterwards, I think I might go ahead and go over the causeway and hit the beach side, so we can see what beach side looks like. One thing's for sure, though, everything looks really clean. The water, the rain that came down last night, and the wind, it like swept the roads and the sidewalks super clean. Looks like everything had a pressure washing. Normally this area, I think, looks kind of grungy. Today it looks clean. Hey, Inspirational Nomad, good to see you on here. I hope you're safe. I don't know if you're in Florida right now. I know South Florida took some of the storm. There's some police action here. I don't know why the police is out here. Police was out. Oh, I know what's going on. The lights. None of the lights are working. So, well, these ones up ahead work, but the ones that we just went through didn't work. So apparently, the street lamps, the street lights, they're not all on the same grid. You got different lines running them. That's why the cop was out there. Alright, we're going to go ahead and downtown Cocoa Village is all boarded up. I guess the businesses are all still closed. We go to the park we were at yesterday just to close things out and follow up. So we were here yesterday evening. See other people out here checking out the hurricane damage. They closed the road. They have blocked off the park. So Lee Winter, we're not gonna be able to go to. They have it blocked off. I don't know, maybe I'll park here and walk around. I don't know. The road is blocked off, which means there might be some major damage over there. We're gonna go look if we can. I can't park here though. Man, I missed my spot. Darn it. Gave it to that Chuck. I'm gonna try to park here real quick and we go back in. So it's 15-minute parking. So I'm gonna try to back in here and see if we can't see. The fact that they had the road blocked off means something happened, I think, over there. Possibly major damage. Don't know. We'll find out. Alright. Alright. If the camper van was here last night, remember that white camper van that was parked out here by the bridge? They might have had to get evacuated. You can see debris has blown up here, so this is debris that has blown up on the, I don't know if they call it seawall. It looks like somebody's boat or whatever there. You see the sailboat there? That's by where those people are standing. It got thrown. Remember all the people that were trying to ride it out in the storm? Some made it, but I guess one boat didn't make it. So take a look. But you can see chunks of stuff had blown up over the water, the seawall. And it looks like there's boats that have been pushed all the way up to the seawalls there. So some of these boats, their anchor or whatever broke off. Maybe that's why they have it all blocked off. It's all the boats where people were in it. So the pieces we saw over there were from this boat right here. I hope there weren't people in it. It was a nice boat. So that's chunks of the boat over there, and there's another boat over there on that side. So they have it blocked off and they're not letting anyone there. That means whoever was trying to sleep there last night, they got booted out. You know, the camper van that was out there that we saw last night. Well, not last night, but yesterday evening. And they have the whole section blocked off, so potential problems on the other side. Remember, the other side had the really strong waves that were hitting. We were watching it come up over the seawalls, and all the dolphins were hanging out over there where it was kind of calm. But obviously, over the night, it didn't get calm. At least 2 boats here have blown up onto the shore. The others still seem to be okay. I'm presuming people are out there in those boats, and somebody was probably in this boat. That must have been scary last night. And there's a third boat that's been washed ashore over there. So you can see right there that the third sailboat has hit the shore. That one is hit, and this one is hit. Moon shadow. I was wondering what it would be like to live in a sailboat. You remember when I was living in the van and I would park by the library and saw those people in the boats. They don't get hassled by the cops like the van dwellers do, but when a hurricane comes, it might be hard to get away. And you could end up like this, washed up onto the shore. It's not just washing it, it bashes it. You know, we're talking 75 miles per hour pushing your boat into rocks and seawall and posts and cement posts. So that's what's going on this side. Land-wise, I don't think we took too much damage. Just the boats, though. Oh my goodness. I am going to go ahead, if you guys want to see more, I'm going to go ahead and end this broadcast and start up another one where we're going to go to the beach side, where it was probably stronger on the beach side, because that's where the full force of the winds would have hit. You know, because by the time it comes here, it's already had time to slow down a little bit, because that's Merritt Island right there, the little strip of land you see, and that has basically calmed it down a little bit. So I want to thank you all for joining me. Appreciate all of you who had media thoughts and prayers. I am still thinking of those people that are out on the Tampa side, on the west coast of Florida. I know that from what I saw on the radar images, it got hit again. You know, the areas there that had got decimated by Ian, and they haven't even recovered yet, got hit again by the southwest corner of Hurricane Nicole. So keep those people in your thoughts and prayers, and if you are there, I am thinking of you guys, and feel really sad that all this is happening in such rapid succession, not giving people time to recover. Take care, everybody. God bless you all. Stay safe. Bye-bye now.